Oh, the platform moves. Okay, okay. We just gotta wait. Woohoo. Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck was that? See these fucking chickens. Oh my god, our fucking pizza stems have grown so much. You guys can see, with the fisheye lens, you can really see how much I'm enjoying this. It's a lot. Okay. Oh, there we go. Beautiful stuff. Make sure this is focused. There we go. Oh. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, my goodness. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the
stream. It is time for the stream to start, and I hope you guys are ready.
Welcome, everybody. Okay, yeah, hi. So you may notice we're starting a little bit early today. We did plan on streaming, obviously, and we're here streaming now. That's what we're doing. But friends wanted to hang out tonight, and also I figured, why not try a new time? Why not try a new time slot, a new time zone, see what people enjoy and what works for most people? I don't fucking know. I'm a professional streamer, but I don't know these things. Welcome to the stream, though, Tangy Pup. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the vibes. Thanks for putting yourself out there. Congratulations. Also, here's your worm. Oh my god, Fairy King is also here. I need my soundboard. There we go. Yeah. Fairy King, there you go. There's your worm. Thanks for joining us. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Oh my god, look at that worm. That's a big worm for a little bird. We need to be on the lookout for stuff like that. You can't just have giant worms for little birds. Alright, cool.
Anyway, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me at this earlier time. I hope you guys are ready to
argue about video games, because that's what we're going to be doing today.
I don't know how many of you are super active on like social medias like Twitter and blah blah blah, all those places. But a thing
it is big brain
time. But a thing that a lot of people have been doing lately is this top 25 games list thing. Just showing off their top 25 favorite games of all time. And I made one, and it was actually much harder to actually, think of and get through than I thought it would be. And I thought it'd be interesting to show you guys how mine turned out. And defend myself a little bit, because I have some weird choices on here for sure. And then, after that, we can move on to my top 26 through 50. And you guys can help remind me of video games that exist, because as soon as someone's like, list the top whatever, my mind goes fucking blank. It is smooth. It is pure like a marble. And I've forgotten everything that I've ever enjoyed or touched or played or fucking anything. It used to happen to me a lot when I was playing, or when I was like really into music. I would like go to the CD store when those were a thing. God, I'm really showing my age today already. There was a CD store back in my day. But I'd go in and I would immediately forget like every artist I've ever heard of and just have to go from A to Z and figure out like, oh, they exist. Oh yeah, I like them. That's the album I'm looking for. Like it's a mess. So I need your guys' help, especially just to remind me of 25 more games that exist. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be kind of like a tier list. And you guys can stream when I try to play the tabs I wrote. Oh my god. Oh my god. The tabs you wrote, not I. I've never written tabs. I'd give that a try. I'd have to set up a bunch of stuff because I haven't done a guitar stream in so long that I've like fucked up all of my like stuff that I had set up for that. Remember listening to the CDs when you could scan them in the store? Oh my god, that was so cool. I didn't that was only around for when I was like really, really little, because by the time I hit like 10 or 11 or so, I moved to a really small town that didn't have a big store that let you do that. I think like maybe like the Circuit City in town had that, and that was it. And I never went there for music because I never bought new CDs. I bought them pre-owned. Sit there with Starbucks hot chocolate and listen to music with swears. Oh my god, that's so fucking scandalous. We don't fucking swear here. Fairy King. Oh my god, we got a Capricorn seed. Would you look at that? Thank you.
so much for joining us. Thank you for being here. Hello, Capricorn. Here's your worm. Enjoy. Enjoy this worm. All right.
I'm having too much fun with the voice changes today. It's because I changed a little bit of how my audio thing is set. Nobody cares. Why am I talking about this? I changed a little bit of how my audio is set up, though, so I can actually hear what you guys hear when I talk. So if I scream, I almost screamed, but I realized that would probably make for a really bad experience for everybody. But, yeah. Early stream is right. Hello, Mr. Dragon. Thank you so much. Oh. Damn. That's me every fucking day, dude. I can't fucking think about anything. But yeah, early stream indeed. Do I use clownfish by chance? I don't know what clownfish is. And when you Google clownfish, all you get is the actual fish. So I don't know what you're talking about, Fairy King. Oh no, here we go. Clownfish voice changer. I don't know what this is either. I've never used this. I'll have to look into that. I don't know what that is though, Fairy King. No, I use I downloaded it to voice changer and you can't turn it off. I feel like you just gotta uninstall it then, right? I don't know. No, my voice changer is actually built into my audio interface, so I can just boom.
Boom, I can do this, bam, what's up? Is this the one that Tangy Pop said sounded like Obama, or was that a different one?
This one doesn't sound like Obama.
Is this one Obama? No, God, fuck. What about this one? Is this one? No. One of these Tangy Pop said it made me sound like Obama.
It's not this one.
Oh, I think it might be this one. I think it was this one. Go high pitched and say, "My fellow Americans, I'm gonna pre." Anyway.
Turn it off. Turn it off. My fellow Americans, turn the voice changer off.
There we go. I also have this one. And this one is a little auto-tune. It's very subtle, but it makes me sound a little bit better than I usually do. There's other buttons on here, but I've never pushed them. I don't know what they do. Yeah, that's the T-Pain button for sure. But I hope you guys are excited for, the early stream. Dragon said you're out trimming, but you'll be lurking. I appreciate that, Dragon. Thank you very much. Have fun touching on all those little animal feet. We know how you like doing that. Hey, we got another person here grabbing a dang-ass worm. It's Shade. Thank you very much for being here. Here's your mystical worm. This one has fog around it. I don't know how that happened. That's weird. Welcome, all you dang early birds. I don't know are there any worms left? No, I think that's it. Oh my gosh. We gave out all our worms today. That's good for me. That's what that does. Yeah, the early bird gets the worm, Shade. The early bird gets the worm. That's what it's all about. But welcome. I hope you guys are enjoying the early stream. We should be ending around... Yeah! Thank you. We'll end in like a couple hours or whatever. We'll see. I do have a thing to go to around when I would usually be like in the middle of a stream, so that's why we're starting early. I got plans. I have a real adult life with friends and people who like me, so not that you guys aren't real, but anyway, you're gonna be lurking. Have a good stream. Well, thank you very much, Shade. Lurking, but thank you for the jump scare. Obviously, you have to do that. A thing. How suspicious. Yeah, dude, for real. I'm a suspicious guy. There's a lot of things I get up to that you guys don't know about. You guys only see me, like 6 hours out of every week, sometimes less. So you guys you don't know me. You don't know what's going on in my life. Don't call me suspicious. Has nothing to do with. I can't make the joke that I just thought of. I don't. We're moving on. We're moving on. Okay, I hope you guys are ready to argue about video games today, because I'm really excited. I do think this is going to be fun, like a little tier list type of thing, because I do have some explaining to do. If you haven't seen Jesus, how's my body work? I don't fucking know. If you haven't seen it yet, in the Discord and on my social medias, I posted my top 25 games list. And I had a couple rules going in. First rule was it had to be a game that I have invested either a lot of time in or have beaten. Either or, because I have a lot of games that I really, really enjoy, but I've only played for like an hour or two, and I've, made my decision based on that, and then ADHD takes over, and I never think about that game again. So there's a lot of games in that list, and I think in the when we move to like the 26 through 50 category, those games are going to come up, because there's a lot of them that I like, I respect the hell out of and everything like that. I just haven't invested a lot of time into. And there's so many games out there I've never beaten. That's partially why I stream the way that I do, is just because it keeps me on track sometimes. Like, I never would have beaten Minish Cap were it not for the stream. And I fucking love Minish Cap. That was a fantastic game, a fantastic experience. I'm just really bad at beating video games. So, like, part of me is like, okay, if I stream it, I'm accountable for it. Just don't look at the ever-growing playlist of games that I've labeled as one-offs because we've never revisited. But, speaking of that, again, I'll say it every fucking time I stream, I guess, but the VOD channel is coming along really well. We are so close to being caught up. We're actually in the month of September now with the VODs. I think the first video from September went live today. And it's very weird to be in the same month, because that means as soon as I end the stream, I have to take it into my editing program, cut down the stuff, re-export it, and then upload it so that it's ready on YouTube right away, which is crazy. That's probably the better workflow. It's just weird. It's not how things have been. Usually they sit in a folder on my hard drive for like 2 months before I even edit them, because I was so behind. I was like a year behind on the VODs, which is crazy. But since we switched to the one a day release schedule, it's really fucking caught up to me real fast. So I'm excited to be caught up over there. But yeah, that's all I got for announcements. Welcome to the early stream. Thanks for everyone lurking. I appreciate that. But hopefully some of y'all will want to argue with me as soon as I show y'all what we're working with. I need to click on the right thing. There we go. Okay, so we got some music. I can't hear that. Can you guys hear that? Is this doing anything? There we go. Okay, I want it to be really, really, really soft and quiet, so just a little bit of bed music to fill the air, so that it isn't just me trying to talk the whole time. If it's too loud or anything, please let me know. Or if it's too quiet, let me know also. I don't want it to drown me out, but I also don't want it to like not be audible. So okay, so this is the website. This is topsters.org. I think it's a website that was primarily designed for like music stuff. Whoa, that music's kicking in hard. Hell yeah. But a lot of people have been using it for the games list. This is what everyone's list has been looking like, and I didn't know the website people were using for the longest time, so I was like, I can't join this trend. I don't know what this is. But now we're here. We got it. I figured it out. That is not... Okay. Hopefully this size is legible for y'all, because if I zoom in, all it does is make that part bigger. Hold on. Yeah. That's just making the UI bigger. Okay, hold on. Okay, back to normal. We're fine. Hopefully this is big enough for y'all to see. But real quick, top 25 games for me of all time, of all the games that happened. These are the 25 of them. Elden Ring, Resident Evil 2, Metal Gear Rising, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, Crash Bandicoot Warped, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD is probably the better one, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Dead Space, the remake, Jak 2, oh, the Resident Evil 2 is the remake, by the way, we should have said that, Jak 2, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Dragon Age Origins, Fable, Halo 3, Mass Effect 2, Gears of War 2, Mortal Kombat 9, yeah, that's the one. Pokemon Y, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Darksiders, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, ESPN NFL 2K5, The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, and Rayman Legends. Now, I didn't explain the other rule to the list. I think I over-explained the first one, but I didn't explain the second rule. The second rule I had on this list was one per franchise, which felt very apt, because I feel like I could load up a lot of this game with like the other Spyro games, or I could load up this list with like the other Spyro games, or the other Crash games, or the other Jak and Daxter games. other Zelda games, etc., etc., the other Resident Evil games. I almost did. Like, I implemented that rule while I was building it because I was like, oh yeah, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil Village. I love all these games. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Like, okay, pick one. I can't have my top 5 be 4 different Resident Evil games. So, yeah, Elden Ring, obviously the only one in its series, but it is the only Soulsborne game of that genre, even. The only, like, FromSoft game that I've ever beaten. And you guys watched me beat this one. This one I have the full playlist up on YouTube in the VODs of our boy Peanut McDee's Nuts crushing his way through Elden Ring. I fucking loved this game. Just I wasn't on board with the hype train at first, but by the time it came out and I saw like a lot of the different opportunities that the open world opened up for someone like me, where like I couldn't get lost. You know, because that was usually a big problem I had with Dark Souls games. Is I would get really excited for them, play them for a little bit. I'd beat like the first boss or whatever, maybe the second one, and then I would get lost. I would no longer know where I was supposed to be going or how to get there, and I would get frustrated or die too much in the way, and then I would give up. And that's how I bounced off every Souls game up until Elden Ring, where I kind of learned the rules of a FromSoft game a little bit, but also it helped that it was open world. So like if I was in an area that was kicking my ass, I could go to another area and still make progress somewhere and fuck off and do some other shit. I think I talked about it a lot while we actually played the game, but like just the fact that like, okay, I'm running into this boss that sucks or whatever, I can run around over here to this little cave in the middle of nowhere and pick up a katana that does way more damage, or go over here to this fucking place, beat a different guy and get his cool sword and come back to fight the boss with that. And just that, the philosophy of Elden Ring's open world just really opened up the possibilities for me to even play a game like this. And I'm seeing a little bit more of the genius in like the Souls games and stuff like that as I play through them in my free time. I've wanted to play one on stream for a while. I keep thinking I'm gonna, but then I pick something else. I do want to do like a Bloodborne playthrough and probably a Dark Souls 3 playthrough at some point, because those are they're the most recent ones, but I think they're the ones that'll be the most accessible to me. But yeah, fucking love Elden Ring. Absolutely wonderful game. Resident Evil 2, the remake specifically. This is probably the one that made me fall in love with Resident Evil and a lot of survival horror action games like this to start with. I had previously, like, I was into like some indie horror games and stuff like that here and there. I dabbled, I guess, but when this came out, I picked it up because it looked beautiful, and you know, I played through a little bit of it, and just something about it clicked. And this just became my favorite Resident Evil game, even though I had bounced off of 7 by this point. And you know, I don't know if I had bounced off of 4. I think I enjoyed a bit of 4. I just hadn't played. Well, little guy so little he doesn't get any peanut butter cookies. What the hell? What the hell, man? I don't get any peanut butter cookies?
What the fuck? Why can't I have any peanut butter cookies?
You can't just come into my stream and tell me I don't get any peanut butter cookies. Chat. Tell my wife I get peanut butter cookies. Get bigger, little guy. I'm fucking huge, dude. I'm huge, all right? My wife. Are you making the peanut butter cookies too? You're not making just the cobbler? Damn, dude. You're fucking really going all out. Props. Hell yeah. I'm excited to eat fucking all of it, dude. I'm gonna eat all the stuff you make. Even if you, I mean, I'll have to sneak it, I guess. I'll have to sneak around and steal some, but yeah, I don't get any. What the hell? I will get under lock and key. I'll pick that lock. I follow that guy on TikTok that tells you how to pick locks. I'll have that lock picked in no time, okay? I'm getting those cookies. Anyway. Resident Evil 2 is fucking fantastic. It's a fucking fantastic game. I don't even know if I've beaten it, to be fair. I think I finished Leon's side. I don't think I ever went and did Claire's side of the playthrough. So I don't think I've ever done like part B of the game, but I have invested a lot of time in the game and played the intro so many times. It's so fun. I think I even streamed the intro one time, the police station part. Guy just hits locks with other locks. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it works. Sometimes you get the little lockpick and it looks like the mini game from Oblivion where you gotta like hit the things up above the things and turn the thing. The gamers here know what I'm talking about, and that's who I do this for, is the gamers. Moving on, Metal Gear Rising. My favorite character action game. Like Resident Evil, definitely no cookies now, I swear to God. But Metal Gear Rising is my favorite character action game. I probably would have put another... Also, no combat. What the hell? So mean to me. You called me ugly earlier, and then you pushed me down the stairs and bonked me on the head. You took my Microsoft Dinosaur CD and cut me all up all over my body. And you broke my glasses. I'm very upset. But it's my favorite character action game, favorite platinum game. I probably would have put a different Metal Gear Solid game on here, but I feel like this counts in that like one per franchise rule, just because like it would feel weird to have this and Phantom Pain and Metal Gear Solid 2 all together, because that's 3 slots out of 25. That feels unfair. But it's my favorite character action game. I fucking love Raiden. Raiden? Raiden. Yes, he's Raiden in Metal Gear. He's Raiden in Mortal Kombat. One of them has the pronunciation wrong, and I think it's the Mortal Kombat one. But still. Very, very fun game. I streamed it a few times as well, just because I think I was feeling really sad one time, or a couple of times. Go figure, it's me. And I want to just play what I considered at the time to be my favorite game of all time, which was Metal Gear Rising. Like, these 3 kind of duke it out for my favorite of all time. And right now, I think Elden Ring takes the spot, but like these 2 are also up there in the mix. I've beaten Metal Gear Rising several times. It's a short ass game. And like, I don't know, it's just fun to hack shit apart, and it's really satisfying and really cool. Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, the first of my childhood games that are on this list. Fucking, it's just my favorite Spyro. It's really good. I think it masters a lot of what Spyro 1, like the ideas from Spyro 1, I think this one masters. I think it was one of those ones that had a really quick turnaround too, like less than a year it shipped out, and it's really good. Spyro 2, really fucking good game. The Spyro trilogy HD remaster thing is also really, really good, but I felt like that would be cheating to put a collection of games in one of the spots here, just because it happens to include one of them. So the original gets the nod. Very, very good. Very, very fun. And like is present. It's like a fun little child platformer game. Honestly, like Spyro is one of the easiest ones out there because it has that like scaling difficulty. You either play it where you go through the level and do all the things, collect all the gems, and collect all the... My nose itches. Hold on. I don't want to be picking my nose on stream. Wouldn't be the first time, but anyway. But yeah, you can do all that, or you can just blaze through the level, get the idol, get the talisman or whatever, and then just fucking bail. And I think that's really, really cool. I think that makes it a lot of fun to do. Thanks, Shade. Appreciate that. Lurking my ass. You're here to make me look silly in front of the internet. I could do that all by myself. Thank you. Moving on, we got Crash Bandicoot Warped, which is my favorite Crash Bandicoot game. There's a few in this series that come close, though. Crash Bandicoot 2, obviously. Very, very close.
Are you sure about that?
Excuse me. I'm sure. Why is that the same? Hold on. Just real quick. The John Cena, are you sure about that, is the same meme as the fucking... what's that? I think you should leave sketch. Are you sure about that? It's the same meme. Time is a flat circle. We've made the same meme. Come on, internet. Anyway. Crash Twinsanity is also up here. Is up there very close to... Jesus, I need to stop hitting my stuff against my desk. Crash Twinsanity is also very, very good, I think. But I've definitely spent less time with it overall. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped was probably... It was my first favorite game. And, like, obviously, you know, a lot of it comes from playing it as a child. But even, like, reflecting as an adult. Like, I'm sure nostalgia plays a huge part in it, but it was just the first one I remember spending a lot of time with and just really, really loving. And I think, again, it kind of perfects a lot of the same, some of the ideas of like Spyro 2 perfecting on what Spyro 1 did are present in Crash 3, where it perfects on a lot of the stuff Crash 1 and 2 did. I think sometimes Crash 3 can go a little overboard, like the jet ski sections with Coco can be kind of a pain in the ass, especially in the HD remake for some reason. The HD remake, like her levels where you're on the little jet ski and doing stuff, they feel fucking impossible. I don't know how they fucked them up so hard in that fucking HD remaster or whatever, but like, I don't know what they did, but those levels feel fucking impossible for some reason, which is it helps to attribute to why, you know, this version of the game is here and not the HD remake. Again, I didn't want to put a collection up here because I felt like that was cheating, but Crash 3 Warped for the original PS1, fucking fantastic game. And like some of these are in no particular order. Like these two are up here probably mostly because of nostalgia. I haven't played either of these in a long time. I should fix that. But yeah, they're probably up here mostly for nostalgia. Wind Waker HD is... I'm still debating this one, to be completely honest. I don't know what my favorite Zelda game is. Like, spot number 6 is absolutely got to go to a Zelda game, but I do not know which one. Usually my top 2 favorites that I say are Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, but like Breath of the Wild's also up there. Tears of the Kingdom is up there now. Like, it's just... There's so many good Zelda games, y'all. Fucking Link Between Worlds is up there. Minish Cap is up there. There's so... Like, if I didn't limit myself to one per list, a lot of these entries would be Zelda games. And, like, I don't know if Tears of the Kingdom would make the list just because, like, I'm worried about recency bias on that. Like, it's the most recent one, and it was really good. Like, is it technically better than these other ones? I have no fucking idea. It's just really good. I don't know, man. I don't know the answer to a lot of these questions. I just know I really like Wind Waker. The art style's there. I think I've probably played Wind Waker the most, unless you count like physically count the hours, right? Because like I've played through a lot of Wind Waker just over and over, but I've also sunk like hundreds of hours into Breath of the Wild and a little less than that for Tears of the Kingdom. Like, it's obviously those two are, you know, I mean, they're different kinds of games though. They're more time sinky than these ones. The only one that comes close to how many times I've played Wind Waker is probably Link Between Worlds. And that one's also, it's really fucking good, man. That one's probably my favorite 2D Zelda. And this might be my favorite 3D. I don't know, man. I don't know. Breath of the Wild, yeah, you like Breath of the Wild best. You loved finding all the Koroks, which is valid. You found them all. Did you find all the ones in Tears of the Kingdom yet? I can't remember. I can't remember if you did. I remember you streamed a couple times of that, but... Yeah, so this is just kind of my vague Zelda spot on the list. There's so many other Zelda games that could be here, though, and I wouldn't even be mad about it. Like, I could put Breath of the Wild here and not be mad. I could put Majora's Mask here and not be mad. I could put Link Between Worlds or Minish Cap on here at this spot and not be mad. I don't know if I could put Tears of the Kingdom here. I'd probably bump it down if it was Tears of the Kingdom, just because I'm worried that because it's the most recent one, the one that's more fresh on my mind, that I'm giving it a little too much credit. Kind of like this next one. Baldur's Gate 3. I've put like 100 hours into this game already somehow, and I have no idea how, because I'm not anywhere... I haven't even beat Act 1 in either of my playthroughs. Like, I'm close in my, like, the one I'm calling my main playthrough, but the one we're streaming, like, we've got so much other shit we're doing, and there's just so much content here. It's really, really amazing. Like, I love this game. I love all the companions. I was talking about it yesterday while we streamed it, just how much I like all of these characters and all of the people in the game, and just all of the mechanics behind it are just super fun and super cool. It's probably only this high because it's, you know, the only game I've been thinking about like lately. You don't like most games, turns out. That's fair. Our boy Muffin did one of these lists as well, and only had 10 entries, you know. So and a couple of them were really interesting. I don't know if they want me to show their list on stream, so I won't. But they had a really interesting one. and it only had 10 games, which is wild because I fucking love so many games. Like, we're gonna do another 25 after this. So Cyberpunk 2077, I've said it before, I liked this game even at launch. I don't know, I liked the story, I liked the aesthetic. My playthroughs weren't that bugged out. I don't know. I think the internet kind of blew that a little bit out of proportion. I think Cyberpunk 2077 was fun at launch. It's definitely gotten better, but for me that means it went from like an 8 to like a 9 out of 10. You know, 9 or a 10 out of 10. Like, it's so fucking fun now to just pop in and fuck with some NPCs for a while. You know, the new policing system that they added with 2.0 makes things really, really interesting for me. A lot of the like smaller interactions that you can have now are really, really interesting to me. The storylines and the plot and whatever has always been interesting to me. So like, yeah, I don't know. I've enjoyed all of the time I've spent in Cyberpunk 2077, which is like 80 to 100 hours by now. So very fun game. Highly recommend it, especially now that they've quote unquote fixed it. I'm excited to eventually pick up the Phantom Liberty DLC for it, which I've heard is also really good. So I'm excited. Next, we got the Dead Space remake. I really fucking love this game. I think I got a little burnt out on it by the time when we streamed through it. By the time we got to the end, I was a little bit burnt out on it, but like, as a whole, the Dead Space franchise is fucking great, except for parts of Dead Space 3 I didn't typically enjoy. But like the original game, the sequel, Dead Space 2, those are really, really fun. This remake fucking killed it, honestly. I think the remake did a really, really good job of revamping a lot of the stuff that, you know, the original could have done better. I mean, the visuals are fucking magnificent, and a lot of the gameplay stuff was streamlined and stuff like that. So I really appreciate the remake. Which is, I mean, recency bias again shows its head, but I think that's why that's here. So, Jak 2 is my favorite Jak game. I don't know how this is like a childhood one for me. This was the first game, like when I first got my PS2, the one and only game that I got with it was the first Jak and Daxter, which is also a really, really fun game. Highly recommend it. I was super obsessed with that game and that series for a long time, to the point where my first email address references the game. I'm not going to say it, obviously, because I don't want y'all emailing me. But my first email address references the game in some way. So I definitely had to make a new one when I like grew up and had to start putting my email on like college applications and job applications. Because I didn't want to have to explain why I had such a silly fucking email address. But Jak 2 was the first one that I like anticipated. Like, I remember seeing the commercials for it and getting super fucking hyped. And then I remember one year, I think it was for my birthday. I think it came out around my birthday one year. I got the game and the strategy guide as a gift, and I instantly tore into it. I started reading all this stuff, doing all this stuff. I couldn't get very far as a kid because there's a part in this game where the difficulty spikes up so fucking high. And if you've played it, you probably know the part I'm talking about. It's the part where you have to run away from the tank, and like the camera angle shifts and it's like fixed to the tank, and you have to like lead a lot of its shots so that they don't hit you and avoid them and all that kind of stuff. And as a kid, I couldn't do it. I think to get past it, I had to like, I did the old like kid trick where I think I got my dad to beat it or something. But even he struggled. But even past that, there's a couple other parts where this game's difficulty just fucking ramps up out of nowhere for no reason. But otherwise, it's a really, really fun game where, you know, you're a little elf guy with the gun, and you got a little sassy boy. You can steal people's cars because it was around the time when GTA 3 was popular. So carjacking was in every game for some reason. And it had a very open world and adopted that same like mission style like GTA 3 did, where you'd go to a place and start quests. And I don't know, the Dark Jak stuff was really, really cool to me because I was a little 10-year-old edgelord or whatever. So love this game. I still do. I like playing the first one because it feels like a fun, you know, bouncy good time where you collect stuff. The second one, the tone shifts entirely, and it's really, really fun. And I do really enjoy Jak 3 as well. Jak 3 is probably the one I put more time into, but I think I like Jak 2 more. And then Jack X Combat Racing was another fantastic one. We don't talk about the other Jack games though. I think there's Daxter for the PSP, which is like whatever. And then there was Lost Frontiers. Is that I think that might be the one. And I hate that game. That game sucked. Yoshi's Island is my favorite Super Nintendo game. That's just all there is to it. I think it looks the best. I think it plays the best. I think it's beautiful. I think it's adorable. It has some of the most fun music on the Super Nintendo, so that's why that's here. And like my my anti-Nintendo slant was kind of taking hold by the time I got to this point on the list. I was like, I really need to show that I'm not just a PlayStation boy, or I'm not just a whatever, that I don't hate Nintendo. So I was like, I should put my favorite Mario game on there, which is absolutely, without a doubt, Yoshi's Island. 2D or 3D. You've seen me play through a few, 3D Mario games. You guys know how I feel about Mario 64. Fucking hate it. So, Yoshi's Island, love it, is here. This one, we got Dragon Age. Kind of a lot of the same reasons I love Baldur's Gate is why I love Dragon Age Origins. It sucked up a shit ton of my time. I loved all of the companions. I loved the gameplay. I loved the story it was telling. I loved the roleplay elements of it and the fact that I got to build up my character. Like, just fantastic. I think Dragon Age slipped pretty hard, and I don't know if it's going to be able to recover. I think there's talks that there's a fourth game coming soon, but I don't know. I don't know. They're never really going to be able to top Origins, in my opinion. Especially given BioWare's recent misses. Anthem, They just haven't been able to make a game quite like this in a long, long time. And, like, there's another, like, Mass Effect and Knights of the Old Republic are also here. Like, some of my favorite games are BioWare games. They just haven't made good ones lately. Last good one they made, in my opinion, was Dragon Age Inquisition. And that was only like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Like, it was okay. There's a reason I picked Origins over Inquisition. So, I don't know. There's word that they're making a new Dragon Age, and I just don't know how it's going to be. Speaking of games that they're making a new one of, fucking Fable, dude. I don't know what the new version of Fable even looks like or is, and it doesn't seem to be related to this Fable at all. But I fucking loved Fable, dude. That was my favorite, another one of my favorite games as a kid. It was the reason I wanted an Xbox. Fable was just super interesting to me. Super, like, the morality system was such a new concept to me at the time that I didn't even think of, like, how dumb it was. Like, you eat pieces of tofu to gain good points in Fable, and you eat little baby chickens to get bad points in Fable, and I fucking love that. I think that's hilarious. The Fable series kind of fell off a little bit for me. I still played them all, and I do enjoy Fable 2 and Fable 3 quite a bit, but the original just has that hold on me. It retains that, like, fantasy style that I think 2 and 3 kind of lose, because they push forward into, like, the Industrial Revolution side of stuff, which is fine. There's not a lot of games there that, like, what the fuck? Why is this music talking to me? There's not a lot of games set in, like, the period that Fable sets the sequels in, so I get it. But I really enjoy just the straight up, medieval fantasy sword and sorcery type shit that the original one has. And I think it had a fun magic system. I think it had cool armor, and it was one of the first games I felt like gave me the freedom to do a lot of stuff that I've always wanted to do in games, like steal from the merchants, or one thing that I would do all the time, which makes me feel like I was a psychopath, is I would stalk around towns at night so that I could break into people's houses, murder them, and then buy the house so that I could then rent it out. Like, I was absolutely a fucking, like, criminal slumlord in the Fable series, but it was just really fun to, like, wake up at nighttime or whatever, where people are in their homes, and go in and sneak in and assassinate them. And then, oh, what do you know? Immediately their house goes up for sale. So you just buy that shit, and then, you fucking run around the sign or whatever, and you collect the money that people pay to move in there. And you can just keep doing that until you own an entire town. And I think it's really fun. In video games. In real life, that shit sucks. Don't do that. Halo 3 is... Oh, hello? I get a peanut butter cookie. You lied to me. You gonna beat me up? Hold on. Before we talk about Halo 3, my wife made me a peanut butter cookie. It's a peanut butter no bake cookie. And I think it needs time to like set a little bit, but it's really, really good. So much peanut butter. I fucking love peanut butter, dude. I'm a peanut butter boy through and through. I don't know if anybody needs that information. But if you ever want to get me peanut butter, get me peanut butter. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Good. Really good, dear. That was amazing. It should be really set in like 30 minutes, but you want to make sure they were good in case you had to make something else. Yeah, no, those are fantastic. That's great. I think, yeah, once they fully set in and aren't so crumbly, they'll be perfect. That was so good. Oh yeah. I hope our friends eat a bunch of those or you do keep them under lock and key, because I'm gonna eat a fucking million of those. I will eat all of them. Oh, that was good. Hell yeah. Do not. Just make sure there's enough for everybody. And make sure, you know, some people also bring like good food. If there's not other food there, then I'm just eating those. That's why little guys don't get the PB cookies. God damn it. I gotta get through these if we're ever gonna get to 26 to 25. Halo 3 it was the first one that I would like come home from school and play Halo 3 with my friends. Like, it was just that perfect bonding experience, man. Xbox Live was something else back then. It was just so fun. I have so many fond memories of just playing Halo 3 with my friends. The campaign was like fine, whatever. We finished the fight, and then they like moved on and did some other shit with the Halo series that I didn't really keep tabs with. But I do have a history with Halo 3 that I will never forget. I fucking love this game. Like, there are times where, like, I contemplate getting another Xbox controller and making my wife play Halo 3 with me, just to, like, try and rekindle that, like, that childhood love and fondness of Halo. I just love it. Really, really fantastic game. Mass Effect 2 is really good. It's just another great BioWare RPG. Like, the fucking companions are great, the story's cool and interesting, and the gameplay in Mass Effect 2 specifically is my favorite, because I think that's when it had the best balance of like kind of boring-ish RPG mechanics and kind of wonky, you know, gunplay. That I think in Mass Effect 3 they lean more towards the gunplay side of stuff, which like that plays really well. It just also happens to play like a generic third-person shooter, which is, I think, not what it should have been. I think Mass Effect 2 balances that out a little bit better. And the story of Mass Effect 2 is like way more... It feels more self-contained in a lot of ways. I think it had to, because there was going to be a lot of people jumping into Mass Effect 2 without having played Mass Effect 1. Which I wasn't one of those. I got to migrate my save file over because I played them all on the Xbox, so that was fun. But like, PS3 owners didn't get Mass Effect 1 until way later. I think they did eventually get it. I think they made like a trilogy set that has all three of them or something for the PS3. But it was 360 exclusive until then. And probably PC. I don't know. I was not a PC gamer by any means. Not until recently. And even still, kind of not really. But Mass Effect 2... has some of my favorite companions and some of my favorite storylines and side quests and stuff like that. The companion missions that you would get to like strengthen the bonds with your companions, it was just a perfect idea. Perfect, lovely, beautiful stuff. And then the final mission, the suicide mission at the end, that has real consequences depending on, you know, how well you did with those characters and how much they trust you and how well you know them. Was really fucking cool. And I think more games should do that. And I think even Mass Effect 3 kind of chickened out with some of that, because I think some of the characters that, even if they do die in Mass Effect 2, they can kind of come back in Mass Effect 3, like, hey, whoops. So, just the fact that, like, you could have those kind of catastrophic events that could happen to these companions and not have them for the entire next game was really, really intriguing to me. And I don't know how well they followed up on that, but still very cool. Gears of War 2 is another one of those games that has a story for me. I got it for Christmas the year it came out. And my dad and I actually played co-op through the entire campaign in one night. Like Christmas night. Like we popped it in, let it do its little updates, and then we just started playing. And it was a blast. Like I love the story in Gears of War 2. I love all the gunplay in the Gears of War series as a whole. I think it really did master that like generic, duck and cover system, but I think it does it really, really well, and it definitely balances it out with like the shotguns where you got to get really close, and of course the chainsaw gun, which is one of the coolest fucking weapons in any video game ever. Don't at me. You got John DiMaggio's sexy voice leading you through the whole thing. Very fun game, very cool. You get to chainsaw through a giant worm and spill its blood everywhere. Pretty fucking cool. You get to chainsaw through a giant worm from the inside out, and I think that level is fucking amazing. One of the most fun set pieces in a game that I've ever seen. And obviously I have an attachment to it because like I played through it all with my dad, with a co-op partner, so very cool. Mortal Kombat 9. This was another hard one because I love Mortal Kombat. I've loved Mortal Kombat since I was a kid. Oh, might have mentioned this, but you were on a call earlier, so apologies. No worries. When considering favorite, you take into account the time you played it, not now, right? Like, for yourself, there are some games you consider top 10 that you probably wouldn't return to just for being story-based. Yeah, for sure. Like, and we definitely talked about it a little bit, where, like, I think, for, like, when we were talking about Zelda, like, I think I've devoted more time to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, specifically because they're different types of game. But, like, Wind Waker, the time I've put into Wind Waker still, like, I don't know. It definitely doesn't rival that in, like, amount of sheer time. But it is, still, like, I don't even know if I've beaten Wind Waker, but I have played through the intro parts so many times, and I fucking love it. And that's why I had to kind of, like, that was one of the hardest ones to do just because of stuff like that. But yeah, totally. Like, I don't even know how much time I've spent with, like, Mass Effect 2 or Dragon Age Origins. I just know that I've played through them and I've beaten them. Did I beat Origins? I don't know if I even beat Origins, actually. But I've played through them, and I just, I don't have a whole lot of interest in returning to them right now. Even Dead Space and stuff is a shorter experience, and I don't have a lot of interest in returning to that. So time played is a factor, but it's definitely not the factor. Like, the amount of, like I had to consider games that, like, I've played a lot of, or have beaten, or some combination, or whatever, because there are a lot of games that, like, I would put in a list like this that are, like, I would put, like, Silent Hill 1 or Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill 3 or something in here, but I've only played each of those games for, like, a couple hours. Like, I haven't gotten very far, and a lot of my love for those comes from, like, the ideas of them and not necessarily the game itself. So, like, I kind of had to put a lot, like, more so than being a period of time. Yeah, that too, because, like Fable is up here, pretty, like, middle of the list, I guess, exactly middle. And, like, I played that a lot as a kid. I'm not gonna go back to Fable. And definitely that period of time that I was able to sink into Fable and Halo 3 plays into this. So it's kind of all wishy-washy. There's no set in stone rules, but yeah, like, even just once through for the story, I think it can totally be in the top percentage of Rattata. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, so it's a lot of things at play here to try and pick the top 25. So it was tough, and I don't even know if this is definitive. Like, I don't know if this is it. Like, I think, like, my top 3 pretty set in stone. Spent a shit ton of time in Elden Ring. I've almost platinumed it. I just need to beat it one more time, which means I've beaten it twice. And then Resident Evil 2, I haven't beaten it. Like, Resident Evil 2 is fucking amazing, but I've only played through the intro several times. I haven't beaten Resident Evil 2 yet, because I know I haven't done part 2 of her story. I think I've beaten Leon's campaign, but not hers, not Claire's. But a phenomenal fucking game. I love it, and I love what it did for like me as a gamer, where it made me realize like how much I love that over-the-shoulder third-person action horror game. Metal Gear Rising I've beaten like 1 billion times, and I'll probably beat it 1 million more because it's a really short game, and it's just, yeah. Anyway, like Diablo 1 for you, absolutely loved it back in the day, easily in your list, but you don't know if you'd return to it now except for memories. Yeah, totally. That's like Jak 2 is up here for that for me. Like I have no interest really. Like, I think it's installed, like the HD remaster or whatever is installed on my PlayStation right now. And it's mostly there. I don't even know if I've launched it. But I love the game, and I love what it meant to me at the time for sure. So that's huge, absolutely. And like Crash 3 was my first favorite game. My first favorite game that wasn't like a WWF wrestling game. But yeah, totally. So yeah, I feel you. And like, if I do revisit Spyro 2, I'm just gonna play the like, you know, the new HD remaster version of it because that'll be the easiest. So yeah, not in any means, not by any means rushing to like set any of these up right now, but just, you know, what they meant to me at the time is absolutely a factor. Like Mortal Kombat. Great segue. Mortal Kombat's always been close to me. Like I loved all of the games growing up, which, you know, given the amount of gore and violence is very funny to me. I was not sheltered by any means. But yeah, Mortal Kombat's always been close. The other ones that are close to... Oh, God! Was not expecting that. Thank you, Miss Pib. Jesus. Fucking... Okay. Hi. Thanks for joining us. We're just yelling about video games. I wasn't expecting a jump scare, but I guess now I gotta be on my toes. She always does. She always makes an entrance. I just never know what's coming because it's the first thing she does. Like, before saying hi, it's just jump scare immediately, which is valid. I appreciate it. But I've always fucking loved Mortal Kombat. The ones that are like close to being, you know, this spot on the list for me are Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat, I think Trilogy, not 3. I don't know. I don't remember what the difference is. 3 Ultimate or something. Whatever the like best version of Mortal Kombat 3 is. I don't remember because they re-released it like 4 times and I have no idea which one. It's just too funny. I'm glad you get enjoyment out of my pain, Miss Pib. I mean, I really thank you. But Mortal Kombat X and 11 are also here. I really want to play the new one too, but I don't got fucking $70 to spare, so I won't be playing Mortal Kombat 1 anytime soon. But I fucking loved this reboot of Mortal Kombat. It was near and dear to me as a series up until they hit the 3D era. Like, I played a lot of Mortal Kombat 4, but after that, like Deadly Alliance and what was the other one? Shaolin Monks was also there, but what was the fucking Deadly Alliance? Deception, that's the one. I never played those two. I played a bit of Shaolin Monks, and I played a little bit of Armageddon, but they just... Something about those in 3D just didn't quite land with me. They goofied it up a little too much. Like, some of the fucking fatalities from, I think, Deception straight up suck. Like, they're not fun to watch, they're lame as hell, and they're not interesting. I think Armageddon has that problem too. But, like, this reboot, and I think I played a little bit of MK versus DC, but like DC Universe and superheroes isn't super my bag. But Mortal Kombat 9 was just absolutely like perfect storm for me. Like, I had just became an adult, and you know, I wanted something fucking brutal and gory, and this one delivered. And like, it was the first one that I had a character that I felt like I had mastered, until I went online and got my ass handed to me, and then vowed to never go online again in a fighting game. But I got really, really good as Smoke from Mortal Kombat 9, only for him to never fucking return again. I think he's in MK1, but again, I don't have $70. I always want $40 for something. I would love $40 for stuff, but the new Mortal Kombat's $70, and that's too much. I can't even fucking... Like, that's like maybe a Christmas ask. So, maybe it'll go on sale by Christmas. That could be cool. lurking but still watching on Tangy Screen. No worries, Miss Pib. Thank you for the lurk. You guys are just hearing me talk about my video game opinions, so I hope that's interesting. I don't know. I can ramble for forever, so this is just me info dumping about Possum lore and my favorite games. So, this is probably one of the first, moving on, by the way, to Pokemon Y. This is probably, like, my first real controversial pick. Like, the other ones are just down to personal taste, right? But, like, I feel like a lot of people are going to be upset that I put Pokemon Y here. Just because I know that Generation 6 Pokemon is, like, the least popular. People fucking hate Generation 6 Pokemon. Am I gonna do a bathroom break or nah? Not right now. I'm okay. Why? Do you need me to? Do you need me to let out the dogs or something? I didn't plan on it. I don't have to go to the bathroom. You got a shower? Yeah, go for it. I'll piss my pants on stream. It's cool. Oh, you're done with work. That's right. Yeah, no, I'm good, dear. If you want a shower, take it. Do it. You're good. Love you. Have fun. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at me. But Pokemon Y was the first one that, like, really stuck with me. I grew up loving Pokemon, the show, and the cards. I never played a Pokemon game. Don't threaten to piss myself on a stream. Fair. I do it every stream, though. I threaten to. I don't piss myself every stream. We're not... Listen. Anyway. I didn't grow up playing any Pokemon games. I feel like I've told this story a few times. But my first Pokemon game that I ever played was Pokemon Pearl. Because I found it at a yard sale with a DS that I bought with my own money when I was like 17. And I enjoyed it. It was a whole new world to me at the time because I hadn't kept up. Like... I knew pretty much all of Generation 1 and a lot of Generation 2, but I didn't know anything about Generation 3 or 4 when I got into Pokemon Pearl, which is Gen 4 for anyone who doesn't know. And I really loved it. You know, just seeing all the new Pokemon, seeing what they evolved into, and seeing how things went. So I really enjoyed that. And then... I think Generation 5 was already out at the time, but I had no interest in it. Just because I was already playing Pearl or whatever. And then by the time X and Y came out, like, I had a 3DS, and I got them. I think I got them at launch. I think I got X and Y at launch, and Jazz played X and I played Y, and I got so into it. I got so sucked in to, like, the competitive scene, to the breeding, shiny hunting, like, all of it. I was never good at shiny hunting. I only ended up with like 1 or 2 before I realized, oh, you can just fucking hack that shit. Hell yeah. I was definitely a Pokemon hacker for sure, which sounds silly, but it was just like the, creating a Pokemon to then transfer into your game instead of like waiting for the perfect stats or whatever, and it was just so fun to go online, and that you would do the one-on-one battles or like the 2v2 battles, and it was there was so much intricacy to it. The Mega Evolutions are really cool. I fucking love it. I fell in love with everything about it, and I was excited for the next game in the series, which I thought was going to be Z, because that's how Pokemon had worked for the most part. Like feeding the little guys cream puffs. That was also adorable. You could like pet them and stuff. Pokemon X and Y was the first one that had fairy type Pokemon. The new evolution, Sylveon, super fucking cute. Loved it. It was the first 3D one too. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then instead of Z, they released Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which I liked less. I'd never played Gen 3, and I know a lot of people that, like, Generation 3 is a lot of people's favorite Pokemon generation. So, like, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were fun, and I beat them, but they didn't bite me. They didn't capture me that same way. I liked the new Mega Evolutions, and I liked all the different Pokemon that they reintroduced back to, like, the national decks or whatever. And I liked, I ended up liking a lot of Generation 3 Pokemon because of that, but just as a whole, I enjoyed my time with X and Y far more. And then, what was it after that? After that was Sun and Moon, I think, right? I think. I think after Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was Sun and Moon, and I tried playing Pokemon Moon for like 3 hours, and I was still in the tutorial, and I hated it. I fully fucking hated Pokemon Moon, to the point where I stopped. I lost all interest. Even the competitive meta at that time had really fucking gone downhill, because it was all about the Tapus, which were a line of Pokemon that were legendary, and they like changed the battlefield when they came in, and I couldn't ever fucking give a shit enough to remember what each battlefield meant and whatever, and they were always in online matches, and I couldn't care anymore about that specifically. So I lost track of it with that. I think I tried to play Ultra Sun, because they did Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon after, and I think I played Ultra Sun for a little bit. Same deal. I was bored because they made the tutorial too long. I was like 3 hours in and they were still teaching me how to catch a Pokemon. Like, dude, I've played 1 billion of these by now. I know how to catch a Pokemon. Frustrating. And then after that was Sword and Shield, right? Which I did play Sword, and I actually really enjoyed Sword. I think Sword is probably one of my favorites up with X and Y. I think it was really, really good, really, really fun. I liked the DLC. I loved a lot of the new Pokemon. And it was definitely at this point where I was like, I can no longer keep track of all the new Pokemon and the new regional variants and all that kind of stuff. So there's 2 generations of Pokemon that I fully do not know any of them. Like, I don't know any of their names or stats or evolutionary lines or fucking anything. And they started changing around different moves and how much damage they did. So like the stuff that I knew from X and Y, like how much damage a move did or whatever, or how stats affected things and blah, 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 was completely changed. So I couldn't devote the time to relearn any of that shit. So I just enjoyed my time with Sword, and then when I beat it, I was done. I did like the DLC though too. And then I never got Legends Arceus. I never even picked that up. And I also haven't picked up Scarlet or Violet. I've wanted to, but $60 is hard to justify for a game that looks like it's running on a crayon. So it's rough. And they're just never on sale. Or sometimes they're on sale, but it's like, oh, you spend $80 and you get both games. It's like, I don't want both games. Just sell me one for $40. I'll do that. But they don't do that for Switch games for some reason. They don't make any of them unless they're like garbage cheap. It's super weird. But yeah, that's my history with Pokemon. You know, Leaf Green and Fire Red are up there too. I really enjoy those ones. And Heart Gold and Soul Silver used to be my favorites. But like as time passed, like just the time I spent with X and Y was just so much more fun to me. And that's what really, really hooked me into like I said, that competitive scene where I played like hundreds of hours of Pokemon Y. Next up, Guitar Hero. They're basically all fucking interchangeable. Guitar Hero 3 is up here just because it had some of the more fun stuff, like the guitar battles you could get into with some of the people, like Slash and Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, the Devil, and who else? Oh, Zakk Wylde. No, Zakk Wylde was the next game. Was that it? Was that all the guitar battles? I don't remember. But the guitar battles were interesting and fun. I liked the set list of 3 quite a bit. I think like Guitar Hero 2 was the one that I probably spent the most time with. Just because it was the first one I got. Like I got it for PS2 and just never stopped playing it. But Guitar Hero 3, you know, I fully love that one. I think it has one of the best, more fun set lists. Blah blah blah. The one where the Guitar Heroes where they started introducing the other instruments were really, really cool too. Like is it World Tour that had the drum kit and stuff? Very fun. That one also had a really banging set list. And then after that, they stopped kind of innovating and just making more and more and more of them that were basically, they should have all just been DLC. So obviously it was inevitable for Guitar Hero to fail. But I really enjoyed my time with Guitar Hero. I think it's really fun. Clone Hero, if you have one that plugs in, like a guitar that plugs in through USB, or want to like figure out how to hack your system to make that work. A lot of people do it with the Wii guitars. Clone Hero is a PC app that is just Guitar Hero, and people make new tracks for it all the time, and it's just good old classic Guitar Hero fun. Rhythm games are always fun to me, and this is one of my favorites. Knights of the Old Republic. I got this game for Christmas one year. Not the year it came out, I think, because I got the like Platinum Hits version, which means it was $20. So I definitely had received a price drop already, but I got it. And I bounced off it the first time I played it because I just didn't understand what it was doing, and I was upset that I couldn't play as a Jedi. Which, if you know anything about the game, like literally all you have to do is get off the first planet, which is granted like still a fair chunk into the game, but as soon as you get off the first planet, you get to be a Jedi and do all the Jedi things, so it's fine. Too bad Dinkum's not my type of game because you've been playing that game all the time when the baby's napping. That's a farming sim one, right? I think Tangy Pup loves that one too. It's just I'm not a farming guy. I don't know. I've played some Stardew Valley here and there. I've played some. I've tried playing some Harvest Moon. It's just not. I don't know. And like I get it. I do. Like I get the appeal of those kind of farming games and stuff. And they seem like they'd be fun in that calming, relaxing way. But like more often than not, my ADHD ass just gets bored. I no longer want to be playing this game. I'd rather just be watching a video or something. So, yeah, I don't know. I need a maybe if they put Subway Surfers under it, like those TikTok videos, I could play through some of them or something. Put some Family Guy clips under it or some shit, and I could play it. But Knights of the Old Republic is a fucking fantastic game. I love a lot of the mechanics to it, and I love all of the companions and the story that it tells. Plus, it introduces Darth Revan, who the most obnoxious Star Wars fans never seem to shut up about. He is a very cool character, though. But I really enjoyed that. It's classic BioWare goodness, man. Very good. The sequel is pretty good, too, but I never got as into it. And I think on PC, you need to patch it. And I don't know. I'm not as into games where you have to immediately fix what the devs did wrong. Next up we got Darksiders. This part of the list got really, really difficult for me, and to be fair, it should probably be like this, because I've spent a lot more time in Witcher 3. I fucking love Witcher 3. It's a great game. So yeah, that's probably a little more accurate, but Witcher 3 is really, really good. You know, I wish, like every fucking day, I wish for a game that plays like Witcher 3, you know, almost top to bottom, like all of whatever. Change the magic system to a different magic system, I don't care. But let me play as a dude with a sword who can cast some spells, but let me create the fucking character. Geralt is fine. Geralt is cool. He's an alright guy. But like, I cannot project myself as a role-playing fan onto him in any way. He's his own character, and we're just playing through this adventure. You can kind of lose track of that a little bit as you're just like dicing up through some dudes or doing a really interesting quest that doesn't really involve him specifically and his input. But like when it comes to like the romance options, I don't really care about Yennefer and Triss. I don't know. And I think I'm weird for that for sure, but I would really wish I would kind of prefer a game exactly like Witcher 3 where I got to just create my own blank slate character. And that feels crazy. But the game itself is so fucking fun that I can ignore that sometimes. I just spent all that time bad-mouthing Witcher 3. It's in my top 25. It's fucking great. I love this game. Definitely the best Witcher game. Witcher 1 is awful, and Witcher 2 was closer, but not as good, you know. Plus it has some cool mechanics too, like his beard grows in real time, that's fun. You know, it reminds me of Fable, where like just shit in the world keeps happening, and I love that shit. That persistent world is really, really cool to me. Darksiders. I used to be a smarmy little asshole, and I used to say that Darksiders was my favorite Zelda game. I think I've probably said that on some earlier streams too. But Darksiders is a really good and fun Zelda game. It's also a really cool and interesting, fun God of War game. And I think it combines both of those in a really fun and interesting way. It's definitely my favorite Darksiders game. I love the lore of the Darksiders world. I love the art style to it. I love the, you know, story and voice acting and all that stuff. Liam O'Brien fucking kills it as War. I love the characters. I love the game. So good. Darksiders 2 is also very good, but it is a very different kind of game in my opinion. Darksiders 2 is like a super loot fest. Darksiders 2 feels more like Diablo to me. And like, that's, you know, nothing against it. It's just a very different type of game. It feels like they married Zelda with like Borderlands and made that kind of game. And like, it's fine. It's fun. I'm not super into games that make you care about loot that much. Just because, like, I'm the kind of guy who likes getting attached to a singular sword or whatever, you know? And, like, when you're getting handed a new weapon every 5 seconds, it can feel a little like, okay, I can't get attached to that. This is garbage now. This one has 2 stat points that are better. And I feel like I'm just fucking balancing spreadsheets at a certain point. So, anyway, all that to say that I like Darksiders 1 more than 2. And I have not played very much of Darksiders 3 at all. I should fix that because it looks really cool and it looks like it has some like Souls-like stuff going on. I don't know. But I haven't played much of that one. But Darksiders 1, fucking great. This next spot and is another one of those like weird ones, right? Where like, why the fuck is a football game on here? And this is a little bit of a placeholder because like I do spend a shit ton of my time playing sports games. A lot of different sports games. I've spent a lot of time playing fucking basketball games. I've spent a lot of time playing baseball games and soccer. And I don't even understand the rules of those 3 games. I understand football. And I spent a lot of time playing like boxing and MMA games too, just because that's something that was a big part of my life. And none of those games are all that good. Just in general. A lot of them are super glitchy. They push a new one out every single year despite that fact. They never fix them. Like, I've spent so much time playing Madden 23 despite the fact that sometimes it just deletes my saves. There's a game mode in Madden 23 where you can play as like one character and like follow their story through the whatever. And sometimes it'll trade you off of the team that you picked for no goddamn reason to just a totally different team. And sometimes, even though you've started your thing and you're playing as, you know, a halfback, running back or whatever, it will delete that save file but transfer over it to the quarterback save file slot. So the game thinks you're playing as a quarterback. And like all of your goals are ones that a quarterback should be doing, but you're still playing as a running back. It's fucking bizarre. One of the weirdest, glitchiest experiences I've ever had. I tried making a tight end career mode because I want to play as a tight end, which is a very funny thing if you don't know anything about football. But anyway, it also, you know, it lets me play as the tight end or whatever, but then it also puts my player on special teams. So I'm on kickoffs and punts and stuff like that. And it makes me control the team, but the camera doesn't zoom back enough so that I can see like the kick meter. So I can't, you know, they have my guy controlling when the field goals get kicked, but I can't see how hard to kick it or how accurate it's being kicked. Fucking glitchy ass awful experience. All that to say, I still invest a shit ton of time into them. And ESPN NFL 2K5 is the last time I remember having like a fucking phenomenal experience with a football game. And it was the last of the 2K games. So for those of you who don't know, for a long time there were 2 running football series. There was the 2K series, which was often published by Sega, I think. And there was the Madden series, which is the one that's persisted because after 2005, EA and Madden bought the rights to the NFL. So they're the only ones that can make a football game that has all of the teams and the players and, you know, the jerseys and all of that kind of stuff. So they have the exclusive rights to all of it, the NFL stuff, which is why Madden is the only one who gets to have any of that. So I think 2K was already on its way out as like a thing. So they just bowed out and they stopped making NFL games or football games because no one's going to buy a football game about a different, like about a nothing, you know, franchise. If you don't have rights to the NFL, what are you gonna do? You're gonna make a fucking semi-pro football thing with all made up names and made up people? No one's gonna buy that shit. So they didn't try. I think they tried once actually, because they found out they could, through a loophole, they could get like Hall of Fame players, but they still had to make up names for the teams and like make up certain shits or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, they tried that once, and I don't even think it was that great. But this was the last year that Madden had competition for football games. And I think this one kicked its ass. It has so many different options. The presentation is fun. Like this was the first one that would do like real replays, and like the halftime shows would have like it would cut to like a commentator who's talking about the game, and it's all like pre-recorded, chopped together, whatever stuff. And it would be like player ran for 36 yards or whatever. And it was very silly, but it was really interesting to see that it would react to the actual game that was playing out. So really enjoyed all of that. I had one of my favorite athletes at the time on the cover, Terrell Owens, but he's a fucking dirty eagle at the time. That means nothing to anybody. No one cares. But I spent a shit ton of time playing ESPN NFL 2K5. Still one of my favorite sports games in general. And this is just kind of here as a placeholder for all of the other sports games that I also play, like Madden. I play that shit every fucking year. I never learned my lesson. When will I stop? Oh no. But I'll stop this year because I'm not paying $70 for a glorified update. Fuck you. I'll pay like $30 whenever they lower the price. But it's also here to represent like the MMA games that I also play. Now they are published by EA, but before that they were who fucking made those games? I don't know. Somebody made them. I think the wrestling guys, the guys who make the wrestling games. Yeah, those go under this category here too. This is the catch-all. Skyrim is here because it's Skyrim. I've put a shit ton of time into it. It's hard to look past, and like I needed a Bethesda game on here, and I kind of think this hits that spot for me where just like I wanted to put Fallout New Vegas on here, but I don't know if I've invested as much time into New Vegas as I have Skyrim. I think Oblivion or Morrowind might be technically better or more fun to me now than Skyrim, but I put hundreds of hours into Skyrim at the time, and it was the best game I had ever played at the time, you know. So that's why that's here, you know. It's Skyrim, man. Everyone knows Skyrim. Everyone's played Skyrim. I'm surprised it's not on more people's top 25, you know. Rayman Legends is here because it's really fucking fun. This game's fucking great. Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins are some of the best 2D platformers I've ever played, full stop. I know a lot of people, and like, that's like a divisive statement to like Mario fans and people who like Donkey Kong Country and shit. Like, I don't care about any of those. Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends look fucking beautiful, and they play so fucking fluidly, and they have mastered they mastered the fucking 4-player co-op shit. I love it. You can get in each other's way, you can fight each other, whatever, but you can also help each other, and I think it's way more fun to play Rayman Legends co-op than any other platforming game co-op. Really, Possum? Really? Starting your stream when I wasn't home? Sorry, man. Sorry. You're late. We've been going for an hour and a half already, big guy. Just talking about my top 25 games of all time. Look at them. These are my top 25s. We're going to have to run through the 26 through 50 list real fucking fast. So I'm just going to start writing out games. Most of this was just me. I don't know if my shirt matches my hair. Oh, it does. I didn't even realize. Fun. I love that you're here, Digiman. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. A lot of this stream has already was just me justifying why I put all these games here and just telling a little story about each one. So if you're interested in that, watch the fucking VOD, I guess. I don't know. Some of these do need justification too. Like I said, why is there a football game here? Why is Pokemon Y here? People hate that game. Anyway, moving on. We are going I was gonna say we're going no rules for this one, no holds barred, but we're still gonna have the rule of one per franchise. But we can start over. So I can put a new Zelda game here, I can put a new Metal Gear game here, which means we're starting with Resident Evil 7. Because that game's fucking amazing. And if I have to pick just one other Resident Evil game, I'm gonna pick 7. We're also picking, but that means the other rule of like I have to invest a certain amount of time into it. That one's going a little bit to the wayside because like now we're out of the top 25. You know, I can have only played a couple of these games for a few hours. You know, which means we can put shit like Okami on there. Not that one. Get that one out of here. This one. I like that one. It also means I can put Silent Hill 3. Because this is my favorite Silent Hill. I know it's controversial. I don't care though. I think Silent Hill 3 has some of the best crafted scares that I've seen in video games, and I think it has one of the coolest intros and one of the I think Silent Hill 3 is my favorite. A little bit because I'm a little bit of a contrarian, and I think Silent Hill 2 is a little overhyped. It is really good though. And Silent Hill 1 is unfortunately aged like milk. In some ways. In some ways it's still really, really good, but in some ways it's a little rough. That means we get to pick a new Zelda game here, and you know what? I'm feeling spicy. We're putting Link Between Worlds. Are we? Or are we putting Breath of the Wild? It's between those two. It's between Breath of the Wild and Link Between Worlds. We'll put them both for now. We'll have to pick one, but we'll put them both for now. And now we're hitting a point where like I can't. Link Between Worlds is dope. Link Between Worlds is so fucking good. Now we're hitting a point where I've forgotten every video game that exists. So start shouting some out in the comments. We'll see what I think. Otherwise, I'll have to see. You know, what am I reminded of here? Going back to this list, what could I have forgotten? I've got a lot of my childhood games on here. You know what? We're missing a big franchise, and we're gonna put the only one I've played a decent amount of on here, which is okay. I guess I gotta type it in a different way. There we go. Boom. It's the only Final Fantasy I've put more than a handful of hours into. I've played 15, a decent amount, but Crisis Core was the reason I bought a PSP. You know, it's fucking great. I have the PS5. I have this version of it on PS5. I haven't even played it, but the PSP version is fucking fantastic. Fucking Mario. We're not putting Mario 64. I hate Mario 64. Lego Mario 64. That's not a real game. What the fuck? What are all these? Huh? Super Mario 64 Tomb Raider? What are you talking about? What is this? Dr. Mario 64. I guess that's a real game. Super Mario 64, Mario 64 PC. Banjo-Kazooie though. Ooh, yeah. I could put Banjo on here. I fucks with some Banjo. We'll put Nuts and Bolts. No, where's yeah, the original. I like the original a lot. I think 2E's a little much. I think Banjo-Kazooie 1 is really good. But Banjo 2E is a little like it doesn't like perfect the formula. I think it adds too much to the formula. So yeah, there we go. See, your Mario 64 joke got us somewhere. What about Alone in the Dark? I are Banjo Tooie. We could put this one on there. This is everyone's favorite Alone in the Dark, right? Can you get a poll of yes or no in the chat? Sure, let me start one for you. Yes or no? Yes, no. Sure. Let's do a 2-minute one. There we go. There's a poll. I don't know what we're deciding, but Jazz wanted a poll. She gets a poll of yes or no. Tangy Pop's upset probably that I recommend putting this Alone in the Dark on here. That game sucks. I'm sorry. And I can't get it to run on my PC for some reason. You're scared to ask what this is about? Don't be scared, homie. Just say yes or no. Yes or no, Digiman. Figure it out. Now is the part in the stream where I just look around my office and see if I can be reminded of other video games that exist. NES? Nope, not an answer. Yo, not an answer. I'm gonna pick yes. I like yes. Yes sounds good. I have no idea what we're voting for. Overwatch. I don't know if I want to put Overwatch on there. You don't know if you can help. Your list will be wildly different. Just name shit. This is just, it's like a tier list. If I don't put it on there, it's shit tier. Okay. You know what? Actually, I will put Overwatch 1. Because I did spend a lot of time in Overwatch 1. I cannot play Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 sucks. But I will put Overwatch 1 in. I've never played Paper Mario Shade. I should. I'm actually really considering picking up the Thousand Year Door HD remix that they're putting out on Switch. But yeah, I want to play the first one. I want to play Among Us. You're so right, Shade. There we go. Bears of Duty, Bears of War, Destiny. I put a lot of time into Destiny. You're right. I could do that. Golf with your friends. I do like that game. I don't know if it's top 50 worthy, but it's good. Same with Phasmophobia. I don't even know if I like Phasmophobia. I never learned how to do that one. I never learned how Phasmophobia worked. I did used to love Gears of War. Yeah, Gears of War 2 is on my top 25. It's my favorite. It's perfect. I love this game. It's not perfect. It's really good, though, and I have a lot of fond memories with it. With my dad. What happened here? There we go. It's fine. The vote was yes. The vote was yes. Congratulations. The vote was yes. Bears of War, Bears of Duty. I need to play the first two Paper Marios. Yeah, I do need to play the first two Paper Marios, for sure. Batman Arkham. Ooh, that's a good... Actually, that does remind me of one. Oh my god. That was the vote. The vote was to kick my ass. Oh, was the vote to kick my ass, or was the vote to give me a cookie? Well, I got a cookie, so I guess that's fine. But no, the Arkham series is good for sure. I don't know if it's top 50 worthy for me, but if it is, it would be City. Arkham City was my favorite one for sure. Do they have one that looks nice? I guess the one with the Game of the Year edition plastered over the top is the one I fucking gotta pick. They made some hard as fuck cool box art for Arkham City and then fucked it up by plastering Game of the Year edition all over it. It fucking sucks. But no, Spider-Man, dude. Fucking Marvel Spider-Man is absolutely top 50 worthy. That game fucking rules. And did I 100% complete that one? I know I beat it. It's very good. I fucking love this game. Oh my god. Why is the Joker here? What the fuck is going on? This is a long one. Is he gonna blow me up? Oh, there we go. That was a tiny one. Tiny explosion. Shade's just listing. Yeah, Injustice series. I think that'd fall in line with my Mortal Kombat one. I think Mortal Kombat covers that one for me. Doom is an interesting choice. I was also expecting a bigger explosion, Tangy Pop. I like this Doom. This Doom was good. Was that 2016 or whatever? That Doom's good. Doom Eternal is also very good. It's hard as balls, but Doom is good. Plants vs. Zombies I'm not super into. I'm not a Stardew boy. Monster Hunter. I spent a shit ton of time in Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World? Yeah, this one. I spent a shit ton of time in this one specifically. Monster Hunter World's really fucking good. Outer Worlds is good. I haven't put a whole lot of time into Outer Worlds though. I should. I got my bullshit Madden games. Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, ESPN NFL 2K5 takes that spot for sure. Just as a placeholder for most of my sports games, like this covers my Madden, every other sports game I've played, my MMA games and boxing games, they're all in there. Like the only other one I might put on would be like What the fuck is it? Undisputed 3. Where is that? Where's Undisputed 3? If I can learn how to spell. Undisputed 3. It would be this one if I had to put another sports game on here. Which we might have to. We're running out of time. We're running out of space. We already had to put Among Us on here. Sonic. Why no Sonic? That's an excellent question, dude. I fucking love Sonic. What's the best Sonic game? That's a super easy question to answer, right? What's the best Sonic game? Everyone's favorite Sonic game. There we go. Sonic 06. No, if we did have to pick, Sonic Generations is still my jam. I fucking love Sonic Generations. Sonic 2 is good. I like that one Metal game with Jack Black. I do like Jack Black. Brutal Legend is also very good. I spent a lot of time with it. I don't know, did I ever beat that one? I think I might. Burnout series. I've never played a full Burnout game. I played the fuck out of one of the demos because I used to be a kid who got demo discs for the PS2 instead of real games because they were like $10 and like there were 20 games on there. That probably fed into my ADHD and probably feeds into the whole like why I don't beat video games thing. But I remember playing the fuck out of Burnout, like the demo for Burnout 3. Very fun. But it didn't let you play for long. It let you play for like 30 minutes, and then I had to find something else. Just had dinner, and you're gonna tell me what you ate? What'd you eat, did you, man? Tell me. We liked Rayman Legends. Yeah, that's in the top 25. Sonic 2 is best. Hot take. I like Sonic Generations more than the 2D Sonics. I've at least played it more. What was I gonna pick? What was I gonna say now, though? Fuck, I forgot. You guys are reminding me of one, but I forgot what it is now. List has stuff like Centipede. Jesus. I did enjoy... There was a Centipede game that I played as a kid that I really liked. Oh. Where's the pinball one? 3D Space Pinball or whatever. What the fuck is it called? Space Pinball. Space Pinball? Yeah! 3D Space Cadet, dude. 3D Pinball Space Cadet fucking rules. Best game ever for a kid without internet. And then we got, boom, RuneScape. RuneScape Classic, baby. That's what we're talking about. Hell yeah. Those games were absolutely my fucking childhood. Those games rock. We're gonna have short ribs and peach cobbler and peanut butter cookies. That's true, dude. Our dinner's gonna be dope. Shrimp, fried rice, sweet potato fries, a glass of apple juice, apple peach mango juice. Wow. That's pretty good. Favorite old MMO was UO. What's UO? Unauthorized Origin. That doesn't bring anything up. Oh, no, it did. What is this? Ultima Online. There we go. I found it. Never played it. You loved Fiesta. Yeah, don't you have Fiesta installed now to your like current good laptop? Neopets. I wanted to be a Neopets kid, but I couldn't because every time I tried to play Neopets on my, the family computer, we got a virus instead. So I wasn't allowed to play Neopets. I don't think it was my fault. It was probably my dad's fault for playing around with LimeWire too much, but I got blamed because I'm a dumb kid, which I guess is fair. But I never got to play Neopets. You should do this? Yeah, totally, dude. It's trending on Twitter right now, dog. That's why I did it. I'm also interested in seeing, your top 25. Like, here's mine. I did already post it to Twitter and the Discord. I think I've shifted some stuff around while I was defending myself. But there's some good shit on here, man. All good.
Nintendogs.
Nintendogs. I never played Nintendogs. Nintendogs. I never played it. Looks fun though. Looks like you have dogs. Where's the party babies?
Well, fuck you then.
No. What is it? What's it called? This party babies. What's the party babies game? What's the baby game? That's not helpful. Boss baby. Baby Racer. Baby Killer, Jesus Christ. This has gone off the rails. Rayman Origins. Legends takes care of both of those. We're still trying to stick to mostly one per franchise. We broke that rule a little bit here. But some of these are going to get weeded out. I think. Probably. Uniracers. Dude, oh, you know, I don't know about Uniracers, but I do know about Rocket Robot on Wheels, baby, which actually just serves to remind me of Sly Cooper, which my favorite Sly Cooper is Thieves in Time. That game's really good. Sly Cooper 3 Thieves in Time is good. That also reminds me of fucking Ratchet. I need a Ratchet and Clank game on here. Hot take, I really enjoy my time with Ratchet Deadlocked. I have a lot of fond memories of Ratchet Deadlocked, which that's no one's favorite Ratchet and Clank game. It doesn't even have Clank in it. What was the game where I wouldn't tell you how to jump? Oh, yeah, hold on. Yeah, let me get rid of Boss Baby. That was Left 4 Dead. I think it was the first Left 4 Dead. I don't know. A lot of people love those ones, but I don't know. It was in that time. When I wanted you to play games with me, it was obviously just because I wanted to hang out with you more. But also it was definitely during that time where like zombies were king, and I just don't care about zombies anymore. There is a franchise that is missing on here though that I need to put on. Where is San Andreas? Okay, I guess I just gotta fucking type out San Andreas. It won't give me... Because that was absolutely my favorite Grand Theft Auto game. Like, growing up and even now, San Andreas, so good. South Park games are pretty good. The newer South Park games are pretty good. The older ones suck so bad. Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole. I haven't played Fractured Butthole, but I think you beat it, right? I played quite a bit of Stick of Truth that I liked that. What the hell is this? That's a penguin. You've lost the plot. What the hell? Ooh, 626 Sandwich Maker. You're so real for that one. WCW Nitro. Is that the one I remember? There's gotta be a WWF game on here that I can, like, point to. Is it SmackDown? SmackDown Just Bring It? SmackDown 2? I can't remember which one that I spent a shit ton of my time with as a kid. WCW versus Nitro. Let's see. Oh my god. I think that might have been it. That might have been it. Or versus NWO, not Nitro, sorry. Getting my wrestling terms confused. New World Order, yeah. Ooh, Tony Hawk. That's an excellent one. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is an excellent fucking pick, for sure. I think 2 is probably my favorite. Like, obviously now I'd pick like the 1+2 remake because that one's really good. Or like one of the Underground games, but I never played those as a kid, so I don't really know much about them except for what I've played as an adult, which isn't much. Pro Skater 2 on GBA. Oh my god. No, we're putting Pro Skater 2 on there for sure though. That's a good one. Is the Sandwich Maker game on here? Sandwich Stacker? Oh my god, it is. Hell yeah, dude. That or Super Brawl Revenge. I don't know that one. Super Brawl. Whoa, that looks terrible. Okay, we gotta clean this up. Oh, that's not even Breath of the Wild. I don't know what that is. Second Wind. Fuck out of here. What is that? No, not real. Crisis Core stays. Banjo-Kazooie stays. Overwatch stays. Among Us stays. Arkham City goes. UFC goes. 3D Space Cadet stays. Marvel stays. Sonic 06 goes. We can only have one meme and it's Among Us. I don't know if Brutal Legend stays, but for now it does. These ones stay. These ones all stay. Okay, we got a few more slots to fill. The hamburger game I made a YouTube video about. What was that? Papa's Burgeria? Yeah, it was Papa's Burgeria. I guess that can go on for now. Nights into Dreams. I've never played Nights into Dreams. It looks fun though. I want to. Metroid. I've never spent any amount of time playing a Metroid game. I've played Super Metroid like a little bit to test out a Super Nintendo controller once, and that's it. Seaman, hell yeah, love Seaman, love Seaman. So Possum, how was your day? My day was great, dude. It's going
Great. Thanks for asking. How was your day?
Jackbox. Jackbox to me has kind of run its course a little bit. I think like some of my favorite, like I still like TKO and I like Quiplash well enough, but like more often than not, those just kind of devolve into like cum jokes, which usually are pretty funny when it's like 11 o'clock at night. But like, they've lost their luster, kind of like Cards Against Humanity. Like it's just kind of lost its luster to me, you know? I don't know. Any of the Lego games? I could put Lego Star Wars on here. I could probably do Lego Star Wars. Which one? 2? 2. Yes, that one. Series of Unfortunate Events. That's a book, you silly goof. Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen Learn to Drive, or whatever it's called. Your parents do really like all the Lego games. They keep beating them and then asking for help when they're trying to 100% complete it. Fuck. Okay, so I have this open so that we can take a look at some of the ones I have in my launch box. Armored Core 2 would be an interesting pick. PS2 is like my jam. I feel like I should have a lot of PS2 games on there. Ooh, I should have a Dragon Ball game on there, for sure. It's also a game, your favorite licensed game, actually. Interesting. 50 is just a bunch of... Number 50 is just a box of Lincoln Logs. First, I thought you were doing a Digiman impression. I didn't know what you were talking about, Tangy Pop. DMC? Yeah, I could probably put a Devil May Cry game on there. I don't know if it'd be DMC. It might be Devil May Cry 4. But, I definitely need a Dragon Ball game on here. Which one is the fucking question? Excuse you, what's that supposed to mean? You just said fucking 50 is a box of Lincoln Logs. That's some shit. That's some Digiman shit. Don't fucking sass me. Putt. Ooh, Pajama Sam though. Not Putt, but Pajama Sam's got to be on here. What was my? Not Fighters. I never got too into Fighter. Xenoverse 2. I've spent so much time in Xenoverse 2. These are just all the DLCs for Xenoverse 2. Yeah, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is totally on here actually. I was never a Bayonetta boy. Yeah, I tried to be. I like Bayonetta well enough, but like character action games have got to be so specific for me. Chrono Trigger. I've never played Chrono Trigger. And I've never played. There's so many like Final Fantasies and like classic RPGs that I've just never played. You know. But I should play Chrono Trigger at some point. I should play Paper Mario at some point. I should play Paper Mario on the 1,000-Year Door at some point. But we're definitely doing Pajama Sam. The first one. First Pajama Sam. Easy. Clears the whole list. Should be number 1, actually. This list has gotten a little weird. You could coach me through Chrono Trigger? Why would I need coaching? Paper Mario or Chrono Trigger would have you glued to the screen. Why would I need coaching? I could just let me fail by myself. I have Chrono Trigger. I have it in like the weird way. I don't think I have an actual copy of Chrono Trigger, but I do have Final Fantasy Chronicles. Yeah, that has 4 and Chrono Trigger. So there's that. I could put Gex on the list. Gobble. Ooh, Gobble, dude. PS1's good, but the load times suck. You suck. PS1's great.
I just wanted to hang out. Fuck me right.
We can just hang out, bro. We don't have to fucking play Chrono Trigger to hang out. We can just chill. It's all good. You like the puzzle games, but only when you can beat others. True. Chrono Trigger DS is the best port. I don't think I have that on DS. I think I wanted to at one point, but I never did. Fuck me right and fuck me right are very different. It's true. The comma is important. There is another series I thought about putting on there. You guys can't see that. I thought about putting on there was the Legacy of Kain series. I think I might squeeze Soul Reaver on here. Just because I have like some history with this. I have some history with Soul Reaver. This list is crazy. This is weird. This got unhinged quick, I think. We might take Destiny off, or at least down. But yeah, anyway. Last dude who tried to use Chrono Trigger to hang out with me moved thousands of miles away. Did he? Are you talking about my boy Rico? Did he try to get me to play Chrono Trigger with him? He tried to get me to fucking play Gun Valkyrie with him. Which that game's whack. That game's weird. Original, it's fun, and he was like really good at it too. But it's a game that's hard to be good at. If I play Chrono Trigger, you'll move closer. Oh my god. So what? Now I gotta play fucking... Yeah, the clicky sticks. Yeah, for sure. Gun Valkyrie involves clicking in the thumbsticks a lot to do so many things. It's a weird-ass game. I might be okay with the list as is. I might move Sandwich Stacker down. Just to be at 50. But, you know, this is okay. Technically, you're planning on moving a bit more west anyway. There we go. We move first. Yeah, we got to. So yeah, now you guys have requested Paper Mario and Paper Mario 2 and Chrono Trigger. You guys know that these are long-ass RPGs, right? You guys know that this will be like 5 to 10 weeks worth of streams, right? Especially if there's any aiming for next year at the soonest. Interesting. Yeah, we're trying to move like now. But especially if there's any grinding in those games. Oh my god. You're at most streams anyway. That's true. That's true. Alright. This list got a little off track, but you know what? I like it. There's some real picks on here for sure. Like it's you know, like we allowed ourselves to pick Resident Evil 7, which I wanna put Resident Evil 4 on the list too, especially because I want to put the remake on the list. But I think that might be recency bias. Same with Resident Evil Village. We'll go with 7 because it stands the test of time. There we go. Fucking problem solved. This game's fucking incredible though. I loved my replay of it. Okami is good. You know, I also used to be really shitty and say this is my favorite Zelda game. It's not, clearly, but it is good. We'll actually move it under this Zelda game to prove that. There are no good Resident Evil games. You're just being silly now, my guy. Chrono Trigger's balanced, so is Paper Mario. Yeah, but I suck. Did you ever think of that? I'll still end up getting Mario killed or whatever, and then he won't be in the sequel. So, Silent Hill 3 is fucking great. My favorite Silent Hill for sure. Just, you know, conceptually, even though I've only played a couple hours of each Silent Hill, this is the one I had the most fun with. And I like the story the most, so like the scares and stuff that I've seen. I also gotta say, real quick, with Silent Hill, I don't know. There's only one bad Silent Hill game. And it's not the ones everyone thinks they are. We can leave that up to a mystery, or, you know.
5-minute speed run. Go.
5-minute speed run. No, we're almost done. We're wrapping up. We're gonna call this here, because fuck it, who cares? Crisis Core is like the only Final Fantasy game I've ever really played. I have played a little bit of Final Fantasy IV, I think, but Crisis Core is really cool. You play as Zack and he got a cool sword. That's why it's here. Banjo-Kazooie, good platformer. Nice and fun, and I needed an N64 game so that Tangy Pup would stop yelling at me. Overwatch 1, very good. Overwatch 2, ass. Sorry. Among Us, I mean, fuck, that got everyone through the pandemic, didn't it? Goddamn. 3D Pinball Space Cadet, I initially put on it as a joke, but it's really fucking good, actually. It's really fun, and like it kept my attention as a kid. It's fun. Destiny, I like Destiny 1 more than Destiny 2, but the game itself is actually pretty fun. Spider-Man, almost platinumed it, great game. Sonic Generations, great game. Doom, I almost want to swap this out for Doom Eternal, but I think I still like the original, the 2016 Doom a bit more. I don't know. Monster Hunter World, I've spent a shit ton of time in. Great sword main. Hell yeah. RuneScape, fucking classic, amazing game. Love it. Brutal Legend, that could also probably go if we had more time. It's not that good. It's fun, and I love the soundtrack. But I also haven't played it in like 10 years. GTA San Andreas absolutely deserves to be here. Sly Cooper, Ratchet, those are all great. Tony Hawk 2, love it. Pajama Sam, Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Dragon Ball Xenoverse is not a great game, but I sure have spent a lot of time in it, and I hope they make a Xenoverse 3. Lego Star Wars 2, fun game. Literally couldn't think of another game. And Soul Reaver, same thing. And 625 Sandwich Stacker is also fun. Tangy Bup, should you do top 25 or do 50? Dude, do 50, because according to this, it gets fucking weird, and for some reason you end up with Boss Baby. If you end up with Boss Baby in your top 50, I'm gonna scream. Sorry. All right, I think with that, I think we are gonna go ahead and call it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me for whatever the fuck this stream was. I'm gonna turn off the lo-fi relaxing beats to cry to or whatever. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for this early stream. I don't know. I like doing these weirder streams where we just kind of chill and chat and I just bullshit for an hour or two. Next time, start when you're home. I will start when I fucking feel like it, Digiman. Yeah, I'll probably usually start at my like normal time or whatever. But today I have stuff to do at 6, so I couldn't do that. Yeah, so that's it. Everybody go home. I don't know. Thanks for chilling with me, guys, and thanks for not being too mean about my opinions. Feel free to make your own, list. Like I said, people are doing this all over Twitter and all over the internet. So, make your own list. I want to see everyone's top 25 at the very least, or top 10. I think Muffin only did top 10 because they only like 10 games, and that's fair. But this is a really fun little exercise. And just, it's fun to think about your favorite stuff. Anyway, tell me your favorite stuff. Bye.